Fuquan is one of my investors who actually listens to what has to be done to a home and then does that exact work. And because of that, people trust him and know that the finishes are going to be top end. And that's really the difference between him and other investors. He's talking about doing pavers and all these other things are things you don't have to do in certain neighborhoods. But by him doing that, he's elevating the entire neighborhood so everybody benefits at the end. I work with his agents, and I'm the manager of the office, so all the listings and all of his work come through me. So it's really my job to market them alongside with his realtor, who's an agent in my office. So he just makes it easy because everything is done, ready. It's in order. He has his attorneys, he has home inspectors, he has everybody you need for anything that comes up. So for that reason, as a realtor, it's easy because I can always reach him and he's always going to take care of it immediately. I don't have to ask him 3, 4, 5 times. It's done immediately. So basically what happens is he tells me a house is ready to be put on the market, and the first thing that happens is we bring out photographers and we do all the photos of the house, floor plans, all of that. He really just gives it to us and he really doesn't have to do anything. It's really until we get it sold does he have to step back in. And that's the whole idea of having a realtor. I mean, his job is not to sell real estate, it's to build real estate. So our job is to sell it, so once it's sold, then he enters back in and then he has the back end people with home inspections and whatever has to be fixed. When you're building a new property or it's a flip, the home inspection is almost ridiculous because anything that's broken you're gonna fix. I mean, that's just the way it is. And so basically he doesn't really have to do much until it gets to the end, and then it's just, here's an offer, here's a buyer, put them together. I personally like buyers and sellers and investors to meet. Not everybody likes that. I'm a good judge of character and know that if they meet each other, it's usually a good thing because then they can trust each other. If not, people think it's an adversarial situation, but it's never that way. It's really, together you're going for the same goal at the end. So basically after that, all they have to do is get Marcy in, who's his attorney, and close the deal. There's really not much to do. All of his job is really procuring the right property and selling it at the right price to make his investors money. And so my thing to tell him is that under-promise and over-deliver. The difference with Fuquan is that, as you know, all of his projects are done by his people. So if you always have the same builders, you're always going to have the same end result. And you're not going to get subs out that just come in and do a job and then leave and aren't proud of what they do. I believe that the people he has working for him are very proud of their end results, and that's a huge thing in the United States, to be able to be proud of what you do. It's not something that a lot of people do here. They just do a job and leave it. You want to be proud of what you did and you want it to be the best. And I think the people he employs are like that. So the tour was, I think that they got a good idea of exactly where their money is and how their money is making money. And that's really important. I mean, if they're happy with where their money went, and this was just a great experience to bring out all your investors and show you where your money went, because seeing it in a picture is very different. As you know, when you sell real estate from pictures and then you get into the house and you go, oh, this room is much smaller. Oh, this room is not as nice as it was in the pictures. Photographers can make things look really, really good. But when you go into his properties, I think everybody was impressed by it. And it was just me watching them. That was really my big thing, is to see how his investors are, because his success is only the investors he can get. If he doesn't have investors, then he's just flipping houses himself. So the fact that he made it this far, I don't have other investors that do what he does. I have mostly investors that do it just for themselves. And this is just a whole nother way of looking at it and getting all these investors in, getting huge amounts of money so you can buy more than one property at a time. Right, if you decide that you want to work with Fuquan, number one, you could get his references and call all the people that he's worked with. I think it's going to be an amazing experience if you just speak with him. Reading something on a piece of paper is not the same as getting on the phone. I'm kind of old school that way. And I think that if you really want to know the real truth about somebody and where their loyalties and everything lie, is you need to look at them face to face and speak to them face to face. And I think that he is really great at that. The first time I met him, I had him meet me in the office. I had no idea what he looked like, anything about him. And I was very, very impressed. And I'm not easily impressed.